Welcome back to another episode, guys. Last we left off, the GQ had a few issues. First of all, one of the issues were there's a bit of a parasite drain, so that was due to the accessories I hooked up incorrectly. So that's all sorted, done, dusted. Then it was still going flat and I was wondering why. And I sort of done a few tests and whatnot, and it sort of came down to the alternator. But I gave Wangara Auto Electrics a call, and yeah, he walked me through a little bit, told him the symptoms, and yeah, he definitely confirmed it's the alternator. It's not ideal, but it's better than something else like major going wrong. So what's happened is he's got on the phone to a few places down here and sussed me out a real good alternator, because apparently the one I have in isn't too crash hot. So big shout out to them for organising all of that. Real good. Pretty much I feel safe wherever I am as long as I got reception. He pretty much will sort me out. So yeah, real good company to deal with no matter what you need. Like if you need your light bars connected up or you name it, they've got it. Oh, they also do air conditioning and also the aluminium, the pipe welding as well, which not many places do. So if you guys have an old rig or a new rig and you need that done, definitely make sure to hit them up and see how they can help you out. But yeah, anyways, it was the alternator that has sort of failed on me. So it's running but just not pushing through charge. So, or not much anyway. It was pushing through the tiniest bit, but it's just, yeah, it's rubbish. So I need good charge because I got a second battery, a lot of accessories. I got the van obviously to charge, so I've got the new one in a box over there. So we're gonna chuck this in. It's cooled down quite a bit now. Today was pretty hot. And the battery I left in Bustleton, that's getting sorted. Nothing wrong with the battery, but it was just needing a good top up. So that's gonna be topped up overnight at one of the battery places down there. So we'll go pick that up tomorrow sometime. But for now, we'll get the alternator in. So then that's all done and dusted. Giving the car a good clean as well. But yeah, let's get to it. Not really feeling like chucking a new alternator in, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Let's go. Alrighty, the new alternator. Chuck this in. It's the one with the oil feed on the back of it. Luckily, got an old GQ Patrol and they're pretty easy to fit, so. Oh, and also my car's due for a service, so we'll be doing the service same time. Dump the oil. I've got a whole heap of new oil and 2 new oil filters which we'll also be chucking on. So yeah, good fun. Check this out, guys. Pretty much got the ratchet turning it and the end of that's just twisted. Crazy. Well, lucky I got a spare set, so keep at it. Alright, got the last plug out. So this alternator can pull out now. So we'll pull it out and we'll get the new one straight in. It's actually a bigger alternator, which is good, so side-by-side comparison of them. The backs are slightly different. I mean, same, but you know, different. So, yeah. It's a bit of a mission to get the plug off this old one, but we got it off. Alright, time to get it back in. Hey guys, it's the next day. GQ is all done and dusted. Alternator's working sweet. Big shout out again to Wangara Auto Electrics for helping us out with that. Today we're at Barrabup pool in Nannup. Just want to show you guys around. It's like sort of like a river, but it's not a river. It's a little pool, sort of cool off area. There's a few walk trails around here, whatnot. There's actually a campsite as well. Yeah, this is pretty much a mini bridge that walks across, and that's the natural pool thingy over there. And I've got like this little creek sort of system that's running through. And obviously in winter, I'm pretty sure this flows a lot faster, but yeah, it just trickles through. And there's some really cool wildlife around here as well. They got these massive smooth scale type lizards and a lot of like little fairy wrens and whatnot. Just seen one earlier on. But yeah, I'll chuck the drone up for you guys so you can see like exactly where it is and what it looks like. So we'll do that now, and yeah, let us know in the comments what you guys think. Back guys, good afternoon. Here's the next day. We just pulled up to Jewel Cave. Tours close at 4 PM. It's about 2 o'clock now, so go have a suss. I believe it's about $24 for an adult, but we'll double check when we're inside. But yeah, pretty keen to go see this cave. It looks like quite a good one, so let's go.
entrance we came through just then is actually a man-made entrance. The only natural entrance to Jewel Cave is that hole up there.
Oh my gosh.
So that's how this cave was discovered. Somebody decided to crawl down that hole.
Oh.
And not that long ago, back in 1957, a guy by the name of Cliff Spackman, he was working as a barber in Augusta, and in that job he'd heard stories about this hole in the bush and that wind used to come up the hole. Did you feel the bit of wind as we came through the entrance?
Yeah.
The shoreline starts to contract. So Australia's shoreline was way out past where the horizon is now. So all the sand and the shells and the coral and the seabed get exposed to the sun and the wind. And because we get those big strong southwesterly winds here, blew all that sand up onto the original granite shoreline and made a huge sand dune. It's about 100 kilometres long, this sand dune, about 3 kilometres wide. So from where Augusta is now up to where Yelling Up is now. Over time, that sand and the shells and the coral fuse together, mesh together and become limestone. So rather than being under the ground, we're inside an ancient sand dune called the Lure Naturalist Ridge. So if you look at this wall here, all this white stuff here is one ice age, all that sand blew up. This dark line tells us there was a long period of vegetation. So this coral crystal forms when there is a lake in the cave and the humidity is really high. So there's lots of mist, lots of condensation in the cave. Those fine little droplets of mist land on the cave walls, form crystals. More droplets land on top of that, form crystals. More droplets land on top of that. Long period of time because I thought, well, the only force in the cave is gravity, so everything should be growing down. Why are these ones growing outwards? No wind in the cave. So what they worked out is that the end of the straw gets blocked, so then the water pressure builds up inside the straw, and that water pressure will force the water through a hole or a weak point on the side of the straw. So it'll get pushed through that hole to form its ring of crystal. Next drop gets pushed through that, forms its ring of crystal, so on and so on, till they start growing outwards just from that water pressure.
That one's connected.
It is, it's gone across to that one. Oh, and this one's growing upwards, so that's one drop of water pushing another drop of water uphill. So, you need perfect water pressure for that to occur, that capillary action, I guess.
There you have it, guys, Jewel Cave. Now we're going to head back to camp and cook up some dinner. Let's go.